Get that now. See that? You get it.
Fell sit there. Then I can, yeah. Then I can point it. Watching. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spend a while there. Yeah. Yeah, I like that, yeah. Yes.
The moment. And see that? When me, mum and me, we wouldn't do oh, this is a few minutes left for me onto the right. And the boy was driving the thing, children, he just not going to put me near a habit. Nice.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Open seats. No, just joking. If I've got that many shoes, I think I'll be.
This is just a copy of something they did somewhere else. Okay, cool. I got to admit, if I had to drive a boat on here, I'd be bricking it. I'm doing Facebook Live. This isn't, it's not very pictorial, it's more of an experience, isn't it?
All I needed to do is work for me. There we are. Good afternoon, everybody. Are we all happy chappies this afternoon? The sun's out, it's warm, it's not breezy, it's not blowing you off your feet with the wind. There's a lot to be said for having a good day today. I'm Colin, one of the two crew members on board. Stephen's the other one, he's up the back. You'll have seen him dealing with this boat here. The two of us are your crew for this particular trip onto the Falkirk Wheel, the one and only rotating boat lift in the whole wide world, a unique experience. There you go. We've been joined by Green Sandpiper, one of the holiday hire boats. It's heading up off on a weekend's holiday out. Lucky them, we're quite envious. So they'll go first at the top, we'll go second. Now, health and safety. By law, I have to deliver a safety announcement. It's not meant to scare anybody. Please do not read anything into it, but the fact that while I'm delivering this safety announcement, I am in fact wearing a life jacket. There are a number of life jackets on board. That number is 2, and guess who's got the other ones? But you don't need them on this boat, ladies and gentlemen. I can honestly declare that you are on an unsinkable vessel right now. And yes, Titanic was on Channel 4, Film 4 last week. I know, yes. But Titanic is in 2 miles of depth of water. The depth of water we're in is 1.5 metres. And underneath the hatch where the generator is in the boat, it's 1.5 metres down. So there's only about 1.5 or 400 millimetres for the youngsters of water underneath the boat. So if it did come to rest on the bottom of the canal, there's none of this, abandon ship or sinking! That doesn't happen on my boat. All I would ask you to do is remain seated and lift your feet. We've never done it yet, you understand. This is all pure conjecture. But I am told if it was to rest on the bottom of the canal, there might be a puddle on the floor. Actually, there might be 27 puddles on the floor in circumstances, but that's another story entirely. So anyway, we've got 6 emergency exits on board that by law we need to tell you about. That one, this one, there's 2 at the back, the same kind of doors there, the 4 main ones. The captain and crew only. Don't I object to the word captain? Look at the size of this boat. Who are they kidding? And then the worst emergency exit on the planet is that one there at the front. If you're short, You big step up, catch your toes on the large step, bounce your face off the chrome bit, come up dazed and confused, fall off the front smelling of canal number 5. If you're tall like me and you're not wearing a hat, you leave a ripple effect as you bang your head off the very low ceiling. And the same effect, yes, so it's not the best of emergency exits, that one. It's alright for taking photographs, but don't step out there. Like I say, the paperwork is horrendous if I have anybody falling in the water. But if you are over 5 feet, just stand up and walk out, you'll be fine. Okay? Anyway, not quite the safety announcement you would expect. However, the first 2 people off the boat would be myself and Stephen during an emergency. Simply to tie the boat up and make it secure. We would investigate what the problem is, and if we did have to get off, it's just a recommendation, you understand? I recommend you get off the same side that me and Stephen tie up against. It's known as the dry side. I don't mind counting heads, but looking for apples out in the gondola, no thank you. Anyway, so we're just waiting on our sister ship coming in, our keys in, they'll hear the bumping noise, that's the door starting to come up, so our sister vessel upstairs is in as well. So very shortly, the doors will come up behind us, yep, I see the ripples in the water already. So very shortly we'll be locked in, that's the first of them coming out the water now. And about another 4 minutes from now we'll start to rotate up to the top. I don't know which direction we're going in, the computer will tell you that's the reverse direction, this is the forward direction, and by the end of a year it'll have gone the same number forward as backwards. But on an individual basis, young Sarah, the wheel operator today, is ambidextrous. It simply depends on what hand the coffee cup's in. We'll wait and see. Anyway, so if you were hoping, look, see the pigeon? There's a pigeon off the port bow there, can you see it? Pigeons off the port bow. Should the starboard bow, if it was the Star Trek song, shouldn't it? Yeah, I'm going to talk to you later about those pigeons. They are a complete pest. So bear in mind there is a pigeon off the port bow at the moment. Anyway, for later. I do not believe the stories we can tell about these pigeons. Anyway, so the plan is we're going to take you up to the top. It's a whole 25 metres if you're scared of heights. If you're not scared of heights, it is 86 feet. But I do suffer from something called vertigo myself, but it's nothing to do with heights. It's my wife, she keeps telling me vertigo. You like that one? That rumbling noise, that's them draining the water out between the doors, so very shortly we'll be on the off, we'll be upstairs. Once we get to the top, we'll take you for a sail along the aqueduct. At the end of the aqueduct, we are going to come to the Rough Castle Tunnel, named after a Roman fort that's up in the forest, 20 minutes walk up into the hill there. As you go into the tunnel, ladies and gentlemen, the Roman Antonine Wall is right above your head. When you look up, just as you get in, there's a lot of leaves on the trees, so it's hard to see. In winter time, the north rampart of the Roman Antonine Wall is right above your head. The consequence of that being, back in Roman days, you would be on an international boat trip because you're currently in the land of Caledonia. When you come out the other side of the tunnel, technically speaking, you are in Britannia because this was the most northerly outpost of the Roman Empire. There you go. Love to know why they stopped in Falkirk. They conquered the whole of Europe, they conquered the whole of South England, came up to the Midlands, conquered that lot. Then they conquered the north of England, built Hadrian's Wall, conquered what is now Dumfries and Galloway and stopped at Falkirk. Did they run out of conquers? You can thank Tommy Cooper for that one. Anyway, so, you've no idea the research we do to find this garbage, you know? Anyway, I'm just padding for time, I'm waiting on getting started. Anyway, we'll take you through the tunnel. If you're scared of the dark, just do that, you'll be fine, alright? Out there, there's always light at the end of my tunnel, I can drop that one in as well. Through the tunnel, you're presented with a set of locks, and the likelihood is this little green sandpiper will be heading into the lock. And we won't go into the lock, because once you're in that lock, you're aiming for Edinburgh. I'm from Glasgow, I don't take MD to Edinburgh, so there you go. Also, this boat's too big to be on the Union Canal. It was too deep in the water. You'd run aground right outside the lock. So we'll turn around, we'll bring you back again, have you back at the visitor centre. I'll say 40 minutes from now, but the rate sailors taking to get this thing moving. Oh, there we are, right on cue. We're going in the reverse direction. Thank goodness for that. So we're on our way up. That's us, folks. It's too late now. Is anybody concerned with the fact that every wheel ever designed since the dawn of time turns upside down as it rotates? Now you tell us. We're not going back now. Yeah, unfortunately the roof is absolutely filthy, but if you could see through it, there's an enormous gear wheel shining in the sunlight at the moment. And that's one of a set of 5, and they do keep the boat the right way up, even though the wheel will in fact on its way around turn upside down. It's the only thing we have that's in common with the Nemesis ride at Alton Towers. Everything else is all very slow-mo, like a $6 million man kind of thing. You need to be a certain age to know what that programme was all about. Anyway, so that's us, we're on our way up. When we get near the top, I'm fairly confident that the kelpies will be shiny. They're out at roughly what, there's 12 o'clock, so talking about 8 o'clock off the side of the boat, you might see the kelpies as well. When it gets cloudy, the sun gets obliterated with the clouds, they tend to dull down. But if the sun is out and shining on them, they shine like lighthouses, honestly. Do you know, it always occurred to me, why did they call a lighthouse a lighthouse? Have you ever tried to pick one up? Anyway, if you get to see the kelpies, great. If you don't get to see the kelpies, I do have the postcode for your sat nav for Specsavers and Falkirk High Street. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, for now, I'll leave you to enjoy the view, okay? When we get to the top, as I say, green sandpiper will be going first. We operate on a traffic light system, so once the doors go down, we get the green light, and they'll be off first, and we'll be following them out. Okay, so for now, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the trip. Enjoy the fact that you come onto a boat that's still floating in water, and when we get to the top, you'll be looking down upon trees. There aren't too many boat trips that you can say that about on this planet. There you go. So thanks for listening just now. I'll talk to you later. Thank you.
That should take a time. It's late here.
Say hello to Eva. Segways look cool. See them over there? Can you see the kelpies? Lining up. I think I can see how to help this.
Oh, I see. I need that windmill.
Yeah. Oh, there, yes. Yes, yes. You see the red ship?
Oh, that red building.
The red ship, and then come slightly to the right there.
Trees, yeah.
There.
So yeah, I can't talk to the windmills.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I don't need to go. I can see it now.
That's it. I believe one day you can see around about where you are.
This is the boat.
For the next half an hour or so, we'll be up here 27 metres above our starting point on the Forth and Clyde Canal. We're now moving at 4 miles an hour over the reinforced concrete aqueduct. There's just over 100 metres between here and the tunnel, dead ahead of us. We'll go right through that and turn around before heading back and taking a look at the view that's right behind you now. You might have noticed that there are 2 tourist boats in service at the Falkirk Wheel, each with slightly strange names. Archimedes and Antonin. Did you see which one you are on today when you got on? Those special names were chosen for a reason. They're both important parts of the wheel's identity. First, Archimedes. He was a scholar and mathematician in ancient Greece who discovered something that's very important for the operation of the wheel.
Any floating object displaces its own weight of fluid.
Okay, that might need a bit of explanation. Archimedes' principle says that when an object is placed in water, for example the boat you are sitting in now, it displaces its exact own weight in water. The amount of water that moves out of the way to make room for us is equal in weight to the boat itself. That might sound quite simple, but it's actually really important for the smooth operation of the Falkirk Wheel. Each gondola, that's the big tub of water we just travelled up in, holds 250 tonnes of water. When our boat sailed in, we pushed about 60 tonnes of water. That is the weight of the boat and its fuel and all the people in it, out meaning that the gondola then had 190 tonnes of water and 60 tonnes of boat in it. So the contents of the gondola still weigh 250 tonnes. The clever part is that the other gondola will also weigh exactly 250 tonnes as well. We are evenly balanced with them, and that means that it only takes a tiny bit of energy to get us moving around the central core of the wheel. We're balancing each other out. So while you might think it would take a lot of energy to lift 250 tonnes of steel, water, boat and even you up the 27 metres we just came, it actually took just a small push. About the same amount of energy as boiling 8 electric kettles. That's enough for a cup of tea, each for everyone on the boat. We haven't got time for a cuppa now, but you can get one down at the visitor centre afterwards while you watch the wheel going round again. Another really clever part of the wheel are the cogs. You can't see them as they're inside the workings, but these huge jagged wheels and sensors stop us from tipping over as we move up and down around the wheel. When the designers were putting the plans for the Falkirk Wheel together, they were confident it would work on paper, but they weren't exactly sure. This is the first rotating boat lift in the world after all. So to test their theory out, they built a small-scale model out of Lego to see how it went. Fortunately, the principle worked and the design was commissioned. As we get close to the tunnel ahead, you'll note that we're in a rather charming landscape. At some times of the year, the pool to your left is home to herons. The canal system stretching across Scotland is home to over 30 varieties of aquatic plants, 15 species of mollusks, over 30 types of water flea and even freshwater sponges, plus the ducks and swans. It's been known for fish to swim into the gondola at the bottom and travel up to the Union Canal with us. Of course, they displace their own weight too. And there are footpaths here as well, leading up into the woods. You can walk along these later if you like.